Hit the button. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Look at us. I think we're live.
Hey.
Hello, everyone out there in TV land. It's Kenyatta Turner and Crystal Richardson. Now, if you were paying close attention, you would have noticed that I was fancy and I did a little pre-post. I told you that we were going to go live at 2 p.m. today, Pacific time. Now we're on the same time. Actually, everyone's on Arizona time, how I look at it in Arizona. And I'm excited to be here with you right now because I got my friend Crystal Richardson here, and it is her book launch day. So
Yeah.
as I kind of get, I don't have the hard copy. All I got is a Kindle right now. I got it over here my iPad, been reading it.
Oh my gosh.
And I want to talk about number 9 in a moment, but because it's about dessert, and so I just want to talk about that.
Not even right. Why do people keep bringing that up? What's wrong with that?
Because that's how I think, So let me make sure all systems are go. Okay, so we are live. I got to just check and make sure it's live over here on LinkedIn. And okay, good. I see it on LinkedIn. We should be in my Facebook personal page, in my Facebook business page, in my Facebook group called the Personal Development Party for Positive Pals as well, and on YouTube. Right? So if you are watching, you know what to do. Give me a hashtag team live if you're watching right now, or a hashtag team replay if you're watching replay, and let me know you're here. I see in the comments, hey Brenda over on LinkedIn, she is watching. I love LinkedIn. Hashtag LinkedIn is magical. So I am so glad you were here.
But LinkedIn this morning,
the
power of LinkedIn.
Yes, the power of LinkedIn is fabulous. So I was live this morning doing a little training. I did that, but I wanted to make sure I went live with you today because you are launching a book today. And it's about public speaking, which I'm a fan of. And I already just started reading some of it going, these are some good tips. And I'm a public speaker. And like I said, it's for any kind of public speaking engagement or anything like that. So, but first, for those of you who are watching, I want to introduce you to my friend, Lady Crystal Richardson. Now, we met last year at Secret Knock. That's when we first met, like in person, and we realized that we lived in the same town, basically. I never had met. Many mutual friends.
Right.
But it hadn't happened. So I am glad you're here right now. And oh, wait. So Ed says, I see you're live. I see you. He's waiting for number 9, but he can't stay. We're going to have to give it to him right now.
Number 9 is delicious. Number 9 is delicious.
So Crystal,
delicious public speaking right here.
Yeah, you got to get the book. Oh, and I'm going to drop the link in the thing so they can get it. But while I do that, because I can't do too many things at once, Crystal, please say hello to my audience here and tell them a little bit about yourself while I drop the link in the chat.
Okay, sounds great. Well, hey, everyone. My name is Crystal Richardson, and I am so extremely happy and pleased to be here with my good buddy and friend of, I guess, a year, because Secret Knock is happening again next week. And so I am a wealth innovation strategist. I am a philanthropist, a missionary, evangelist, and I also have a number of different businesses all related to innovation. So I had with all the other books that I've done, I really wanted to do this one related to the 51 powerful P's of public speaking, because a lot of people have this as a number one fear. And for me, it was not necessarily a big, huge fear, but it is where I've spoken in over 40 some countries, all different size audiences. But it's something where anyone and everyone, whether you're speaking one-on-one, whether you're in the boardroom, whether you are talking to your family, or if you want to be a public speaker, or if you have a PowerPoint presentation, or if you're a nurse, a doctor, or a lawyer, we were talking about some kinds of attorney negotiations and things this morning, all the different types of speaking. One of the MC was a major in the Army. And she said out of the thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars that have been spent on her to train her in what she did, that this actually trumps all of what was spent on her in the Army. And I was like, wow. But she's like, I'm not just saying that to say that either. It's how you can use this book, whether you're a seasoned speaker or a new speaker, is phenomenal. So I'm just over here. I was boohooing Kenyatta. I don't know if you were on it. Oh, like any of this
No, I couldn't. I had too many things going on today. Yeah.
A whole table of Kleenex because we're supposed to be talking about the book, but people were talking about me and giving me accolades and just talking about, various scenarios and different things that we've been through in our lives. And
Yeah.
I was just a boo-hoo. And so I'm just really just so thankful to be here with you. And, God just continues to just send people my way that I'm supposed to be aligned with. And so I truly believe you and our girl, we're supposed to be aligned.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
we had my very, very, very first girls' road trip where with these two people that I just met. And I'm like, I think we're gonna go and do this. And they're like, okay, yeah, we're game. Okay, well, let me check where this is. Okay, and then it's like within 6 minutes, all the arrangements were
in 6 minutes.
I'm like, these women are on point. Okay, and so, I was speaking, wasn't I?
Yes.
I had 2 speaking engagements that you guys came alongside.
2 speaking engagements. And we're like, let's just tag along to your speaking engagement. So we went to Secret Knock Women in San Diego, which was amazing. And then we went to it has an acronym for it. Why can't I think of the acronym?
What is it?
It was David Fagan's. It was in Henderson, Las Vegas.
Okay, that speaking event with him, and we will think of it in a moment.
It's going to hit me because there's
PubCon.
Yes, yeah, PubCon, yeah. So we went to PubCon, and that was fun because we just, two states, your first road trip with some girls that you didn't know. Sharing hotel rooms and driving and food.
The driving, of which I normally don't rest when other people are driving, but you guys were just so on point. 10 to 2, ladies and gentlemen. They were 10 to 2.
10 to 2. That's how we have to make it happen.
I didn't even realize that we're doing a live related to public speaking, and that's we met at that event, and then we went on that trip, which was a speaking event. I didn't even really remember that.
Yeah, it was all about speaking, and we were just hanging out and connecting and meeting people. And it was an amazing. I was honored to go, and I love to travel and I like to road trip, all the things. And especially if we're plurking, I call it plurking, pleasure and working,
Okay.
Because that's what we were doing. We're on the beach, you know what I mean? Hanging out, having breakfast on the beach and just really enjoying, people. We stayed with Kim and, Dr. Taffer and Carlsbad, and had some lovely friends who let us crash with them. That was amazing. Yeah. It was just such a great trip, like all the way around. So it was cool. And I was glad that you trusted us to come and hang out.
I don't know about the trust part, but no.
You acted like you trusted us, no matter whether you did or not. I don't know.
Well, after it was over, but like I just met you guys. I'm like, I'm just going to do it. Like, sometimes you just have to do things in life, and public speaking is that way too. Sometimes you just have to do it, and there's all different ways to speak depending on the type of occasion. And that particular trip, it's funny, that we were on this now that I remember that it was a speaking trip. Mm-hmm. One was like an MC kind of a thing, and some speaking that I did along with the MCing, and then the other was I was being interviewed, and so there's all different kind of ways that we can get our messages out. And you all, like, we were all on the beach. Everyone was on their phone doing a live at the same time, 3 different lives.
Their cell phones.
So that was public speaking.
That was public speaking. So let me ask a question then. So is, I haven't read the entire book, and maybe the question is answered in the book, but is public speaking just simply speaking in front of someone other than yourself?
It could even be yourself, because you can do pre-record. So you are speaking, you're doing all the inflections, and you have the pizzazz and the pie. I know you're waiting to get to number 9.
So public speaking, as in, I am not, no one's with me at the moment. I'm recording it, and I will wind up sharing it with someone, and who may be seen publicly. Right. So, okay.
And public is, more than one person, but it could be that the person is you at the moment, and
Yeah.
then it can go on to other people. And I really, really feel, and I talk about it in this book about perfection. There's some various different things I say about it, is that, some occasions maybe call for a 90 some percent perfection, but people want to know that you're real and that you're authentic. And if you pronounce a word wrong, or if you hiccup, or if you have where XYZ happens, or if you're just incredibly nervous, like, you know what? Let me just stop right here. I am so nervous. I just got to get that out. I am so nervous right now. I'm not nervous. I'm just saying this as
Right. You would just say that if you were, and let people know that.
And how many of you, and you do the hand thing, like how many of you have ever been nervous public speaking? Because it's the number one fear. And so it's like, well, let's just all just stand up and just go together.
Ah!
Just own it and do something fun, because people want to have fun and own their fears. Because I say that FEAR, fresh energy awaiting reset. And you probably heard that when I spoke when you were with me on the road trip, but it's not, for me, false evidence appearing real. I mean, it could be, but it's fresh energy awaiting reset. Because
I like that. Fresh energy awaiting reset.
Yes. Because when you're scared, you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what's about to happen. But when you're excited, you can be like, oh my gosh, I don't know what is about to happen, but it's going down right now, or it's going up, it's going somewhere.
Yeah.
But we're about to do this thing. And so you can say the same thing, like, oh my gosh, I don't know what's about to happen. Oh my gosh, I don't know what's about to happen. And so you just own it. Just own it and take it and reset it to be something positive.
Yes, I absolutely love that. Fresh energy awaiting reset. Y'all get that in y'all notes? You put that down? Well, one thing I think about with public speaking is how I think about it for myself. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the reminder, and that's why I asked the question about, well, would that be speaking with other people other than yourself, right? But the idea is that we all do a certain amount of public speaking just in life and in general, right? If we're having conversation with someone else, whether we're presenting information in a formal way, we're probably having times in our lives where we're presenting information in an informal way. And some of the things I'm sure in your book are applicable to all those scenarios as well. I mean, you may not be on a stage, you may not be doing it for business or anything like that. You may just be simply having a conversation with your sister and maybe telling a story or something like that, right? This is applicable in all of those scenarios, correct?
Yeah, it is. But there is no simply having a conversation with someone.
Well,
no, but I'm just saying, related to the book, like when we're public, like we're all, like on Facebook, or even if it's to your sister, like we are always being evaluated.
We're always on.
We are always on. It says mama's always on stage, or what, I don't even know what the song is, but you are always on. And so whether it's your sister or your husband or your baby that doesn't even know what words that you're saying because they're only like 3 months old, you are always on. Yeah. And so there's certain things that we can do to elevate any and every conversation to not just be good or great, but to be powerful.
Right. And probably to not be powerful, but be effective, because it's about communication, right? And effective communication through speaking. So whether it is my sister, when I said simple, I guess I mean in the context of it may just be an informal conversation, I guess, versus a formal one. But the idea is I want to convey what I'm trying to say, and I want it to be heard and understood. So how I go about doing that is really going to dictate what practices I use in that interchange or exchange. And then your 51 powerful P's of public speaking have things that can be helpful in that area. So I know that Ed was wanting to know about number 9. And the reason I brought up number 9 is as I was reading through, and I'm kind of like flipping, because I don't start at the beginning and just go through. I'm like, ooh, let's flip through and see what's going on. And I saw the word pie.
I know.
I literally just saw the word pie and I'm like, num, num, num. What kind of pie? So it says, okay, dessert lovers, this section is for you. And I'm like, oh, but then I didn't have time to finish it because something else came up. So I thought maybe, would you share a little snippet about what number 9 is for Ed and everybody else listening?
I don't know. What I want to say, though, is the word that I use is impactful. You were using, what was the word that you were just using? Because you want to be, I always use impactful.
I don't remember.
We're actually Women of Impact and Innovation International. So impact
that makes sense. Yes. Talk about that.
Yeah. But I'm just saying that being powerful, you had a word. So now we're both going to have to listen to the recording to see what your word was. If anyone listening knows the word that she says, feel free to type it in the chat.
Please.
Effective. You said
effective. Yeah, I think I did say effective. Yes.
Effective. I found it. I pulled it down. So effective. And so, yeah, my word is impactful. So, yeah, so pie. This is the page, ladies and gentlemen, that she's talking about. Hey, dessert lovers. And so you said that you didn't get a chance to read it?
I did not. I just read the first line and I said, ooh. And then I knew I would have to come back to it. But then I thought to ask you about it while we were having a chat. I'm inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah.
About dessert.
Yeah.
And how it ties into the 51 powerful P's of public speaking, impactful and actionable tips for any speaking engagement by Lady Krystylle Richardson.
So here it says, so a lot of the chapters have like a saying, like a quote at the end. So I'm just going to go straight to the quote.
Let's go.
Pie is delicious. Period. That's it. That's the whole quote. No, I'm just kidding. Make your public speaking invoke the same type of delight that pie does. You will have a winning career in speaking for sure. So it's talking about the mindset and the emotion around pie. And yeah, so people enjoy pie, most people, right? All different kinds of pie. So when we say all different kinds of pie, but I only have like a couple that I like. So if we think about this in terms of people or even speakers that we know and associate with or listen to, do we like all kinds of pie? Do we just love each and every one that comes, or are there specific pies like a peach cobbler that is just so delicious that, you know, I basically stick with that one. So a lot of people have where they stick with one style or for themselves, or they even stick with one type of person that they listen to. But you know that there's motivational speakers, inspirational speakers, there's speakers that teach, there's storytellers, there's people that, you know, all they do is just rhyme, you know, the whole time as they open and close. There's all these different styles. And so you can put these all together to be the perfect pie for someone. But a lot of people, depending on your audience, because you do need to know your audience, just the same as when you're making a pie in the kitchen and you know that no one in that house likes lemon meringue pie, why would you make lemon meringue pie every single time that you make a pie?
Right.
So in speaking, if there's something that's not working and you're not getting the head nods and the things that you're doing right now because you're resonating,
I'm like, yeah, it makes sense.
Have any of that going on, and it's just like, or it's like,
or it's like this.
Or it's like this, you know, they're just on their phone.
Right.
It's probably not delicious to them. What you're saying is not delicious to them. So there's more to it than that, but that's the pie section. And it's so funny that's the one section. Everyone else has had all different ones, but now we have our first duplicate on pie.
On pie, yes. And I guess as a great example, because you talked about at the beginning, you said, well, when people hear the word pie or think about dessert, instantly they're either like, nom, 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 like I am, like, ooh, I want to know more. I'm into it and I'm excited. I'm starting to think about the ones that I like and all the different things, right? So I'm going to be like tuned into what you're saying. If you're dishing out the kind of pie I like, then I'm all in and it's delectable and delicious to me, you know. But if you're handing out cherry pie, as an example, it's interesting. I love cherry stuff, but I don't like cherry pie.
I like cherries.
And I like cherries, but I don't like cherry pie. I don't like cherry pie. So it's just very interesting, right? We all have our little thing, you know, but if you put in front of me some apple pie, I'm all in. You give me cherry, I'm like, meh. But either way, like, how do you keep me engaged is by giving me the pie I want, right? Mm-hmm. So the style, the flavor that's going to resonate with me.
Right.
One of the things
to be able to say, wow, her talk was delicious.
Yes. Yes,
Is that what you're
and now I
experiencing
mentioned to
too?
you that this was timely, this book for me, because I'm preparing a keynote that I'm doing for Toastmasters. And
Right,
I'm not
right.
even in Toastmasters, but I'm their keynote speaker for the conference. And I'm thinking about what kind of pie I'm going to serve, as I'm developing that and thinking about the
Mhm.
audience and what it is that's going to resonate with them. Now, my mind already knows what that is, but like putting that together is part of it. But as I go through your book, I'm just like, ooh, I need to be reading some of this because I know that I'm going to get some hot nuggets out of there that I can apply, to even what I'm building right now, even as an experienced speaker. And I think that's what I already saw in the book, just as far as I was reading, is there was stuff for me at the level that I am, but there was stuff that was like baseline, like, hey, this is, if you're going to speak at all, these are some things to think about. And I think that you did a great job in just the little quick glance that I did scrolling through, that has a little bit of something for everyone. So I think that's extremely impactful and innovative, and I completely appreciate it.
Well, awesome. Well, I guess we're
I'm
done.
excited.
I'm just kidding.
I'm
Because like
excited.
when you're experienced or even if you're new, because there's if I can find one of the charts, I might not be able to find it, but it is where you can do groupings, powerful groupings of three. And so even if you have studied those particular three last year, this year you're at a different level and different things
Totally.
have happened in your life where you can now study those same three and come out with a totally different message. And part of this too is where with the evaluation that you can use either for yourself or give this and the chart to other people to have them evaluate you based on the three that you choose. And sometimes in other areas there's 10 depending on what kind of exercise you're doing. Now, one of the things I mentioned on the last one I was on, I've been in this chair all day speaking. This has been really great, is that you can even make a game out of it. So you could pick three out of here, Kenyatta, and then see if you can like over exaggerate them so that people can understand that this is the one that you're doing, and then have the people guess, like give them a list of 20 and they have to pick which three is she actually
kind of acting out, basically.
Right.
I love
Because
that.
sometimes we think that we're doing something and we're like really doing it, and we're not. So I
It's
teach
not. Yeah.
and some people, they go like this and they really think that they're just like all into it. And then when they see the film, it's just like, like this. But you have to like overdo it sometimes so that you can get what it is that you want to get or give what it is that you want to give to your audience.
Over exaggerated so that it's not missed.
Right. And it's not over, and especially for people like you and I, like we're expressive anyways.
Yeah.
And so if people hadn't noticed, but so overdoing for some people is really not overdoing. Like, I need more. I have to merge media experience that I teach, speaking and media mastery and a lot of things related to branding. And some of the people I'm like, okay, that was about a 2 out of a 10. No way. Like that was no, you can be way louder.
Right.
You can be way louder,
Yeah. Like they feel like they're giving it that, but
no, you're not.
You can help them bring that up with that exercise. Well, I love the idea you said make a game out of it, because for me, that's what I have to do with everything to keep my interest. So it's about, my style of, okay, how can I gamify this to where it gives me something that keeps me excited and energized? Because I get bored easily, right? So that's just my thing. So
I part of both of us, we're competitive. So I think that's why we get along as well, because we're in shared, we're all competitive.
All competitive.
Yeah.
And creative too. So we're always thinking like about how to make it better, how to improve upon things, right? That's important to us as well. So I love that the book has those exercises in it. I think it has a workbook that comes along with it as well. So that's
inside. It's already in it.
Built inside. Okay. I guess when I was in the online, the Kindle version, I could download the workbook.
Yeah, you have the Kindle version. Okay, so
I don't have my hard copy yet.
The Kindle version, you have the workbook that you can download. She's very, very right. She's very right.
I got to get my hard copy. We live in the same area. I need to get it signed. I want my photo. Hey, like so we gotta make that happen. So we're gonna do that in real life in 3D because we live close enough to be able to do that. So we have to, find a way for sure. No. Where is your book signing? Are you doing a book signing somewhere?
Listen. No, I cannot have you come here and get a book. we have to go to the beach to get your book.
Darn. Yeah.
Like, oh well.
Okay.
And I won't give it to you till we get to the beach. Yeah, so I will be. The books are on Amazon and Barnes and Nobles, and in a number of places that books are sold all across the world. And I was just on a tour in the UK. I was in London and I was in Kenya, in Africa, and did the releases and launches there. And I'm like, I haven't even done my US launch. So this is the official like US launch. And then I will be going to various stores to do signings. And I was going to do one here, like you've been to the center, and I was like, I'm going to have a signing and I'm going to have them online and whatnot. And I mentioned this morning, I was so glad that I did not do the multi event that I normally do. I do live and virtual because it was just really great, Kenyatta, just to sit here and just to listen and just to take in everything. I was not expecting to have people say all the things that they said. I'm like, this is a book launch. So I'm thinking everything was going to be about the book, but it really blessed me, really blessed me this morning.
Right. Really, well, and Crystal, so I guess I have to jump in on that for a moment, because you said you really thought it was going to be about the book, but you are the book, you know what I mean? So you are, you know what I mean? Like, and it is really about you and what came out of your heart and soul and spirit. And so, of course, we would gravitate toward having conversations around that, because we're all connected to you because you're so amazing, because of all the things that you do, because of your heart and what you pour into everybody else. This is our opportunity to be like, we love you, and support you and got your back, you know what I mean? Like, for real. So, and I consistently, we don't spend a ton of time together, but we spend enough together for me to realize, okay, like, you're part of my life, you're not going anywhere, right? And how we continue to connect and build together and grow and help each other, it will continue to be revealed, and so when you reached out and I knew this was happening, I was like, what do I got to do, to be able to do what I can to help support you, but to also learn from you, because again, we all have something to teach and to grow. And I just love being in your space. So love you, girl, for real.
Love you too. And now, for whatever reason, every time I write the word behavior, I think of you. So so you just infiltrate my mind, and was like, can I just like not write the word and have to think like every single time? Do I really
live it? Love it. Oh, and so those of you who are watching right now, I'll tell a little bit about Crystal's business without her permission, but I will let you know that in the little post about this live, I put in there that she is she's a creative and cooperative initiator. Behavior matters. Those of you who know me, that's what I talk about. That's what I do. And this woman is a powerhouse. If you don't know what an initiator is, boom, boom, boom. She's like the spark. She's like making it happen. She shows up, she gets it done. She's probably going to boss a few people around in the process, but she's going to do it with a creative and innovative manner. But she's also got a cooperative side to her. She may come at you like from a take charge perspective, but she's always listening and getting everyone what they need at the same time. So she has that ability to be that initiator, but also cooperative, which is an interesting mix, by the way. I work with a lot of initiators and they don't have that special thing that you have in that way often. So it's very, very cool. Behavior does truly matter for those of you who are watching. And I want to say, James, hello again, sir. He says, great conversation. He's over on LinkedIn. He pops in and he's always like, hey, but I appreciate him watching. Hey, and James, the link to her book is in the chat. I'm going to drop it in there again. Today is launch day. So go get it. There it is right there. Boom. I just put it in there. Yes. Yeah. Actually, it's not showing up on LinkedIn for some reason. James, I'll go and put it in LinkedIn. So make sure you get it over there.
But my name is below. So he can also get the link from there, crystalrichardson.com. If you just type with my name, KRYSTYLLE, Richardson.com, you can go to the book tab on my website and the link there.
I'm going to put it right here in the chat right now, though, in case someone, let me see, drop, paste. Oh, that's a StreamYard link. Crystal, say something to the people while I post the link, please.
Something to the people, something to the people, something to the people. Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh, tell the people about Women of Impact and Innovation. Please, will you tell the women about that?
Okay. Well, I was about to say something, but I'll go ahead and say what you
Oh,
want
go
me
ahead
to.
and say what you were going to say.
No, 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 no. So WOIII is Women of Impact and Innovation International. It is a group of wonderful, wonderful women that we believe in honoring wisdom and raising up the next generation of powerful professional women leaders. And so we basically formed an executive board middle of last year, and we were going to have a face-to-face board meeting. Some of these ladies I had not met face-to-face before, and so it's like, well, September, let's come together here in Phoenix and have a board meeting. And it's like, well, if we're going to come together, maybe there's some other women that might want to come together with us. And so we ended up having a summit, and it was amazing. There were about 70 women there from all over the country, and a number of people that said that they wanted to come from across the world. So like I said, I think I said earlier, I've spoken in over 40 some countries, and there's a lot of women that have been to, well, I think Sharon topped us all except for Ken, who's not a woman, who's the cameraman. I think she had been to 62. No, my friend.
Oh yeah, how many? Yeah, she told it was.
Yeah,
she won by spades.
yeah. But all of these women have been a lot of places. Some people maybe have not left the country. It's not about that, but it's Women of Impact and Innovation International. So we are now on our Facebook group. We just launched our Facebook group last Saturday, and I think we're up to about 245 women. And it's not just any women. These are our powerhouses. And so the various initiatives that we will be doing around wealth and investments, outreach, media mastery, a leadership in business. There's various things that we have going on that we want you to be considered for some of these boards and have where we can make the impact that we were meant to make. And so there are now, based on the Facebook group, I don't know if we're up to about 12 to 15 countries so far.
Wow.
And with the other ones that are still pending of people that we know, it's just amazing because we're all women and we all have some of the same things going on, some of the same triumphs and some of the same struggles and some of the same interests. And so, for instance, April is Stress Awareness Month.
Okay.
It is Global Stress Awareness Month. So there's going to be some things that you can even talk about too, Kenyatta, on stress from a behavioral perspective. So we want to get a lot of different perspectives, and what better way than talking with sisters from all across the world. So it's really, really great, and I'm just really thankful because a number of us are not women, if that makes sense. We're not women.
It does make sense. Yes.
So, like, I was called a tomboy growing up back in the 60s. And I say that, so I'll just go ahead and say I'll be 59 in another couple months. So, I was a tomboy because I just wanted to do what guys wanted to do because women were it was just too much drama. And so these women are about getting things done, like Kenyatta and I we're about having fun and talking, but no drama. Let's just do what we do. And let's just make it happen. Let's have the impact that we were meant to have. Let's create legacy together. Let's serve together. Let's grow together, and let's raise up the next generation of powerful women leaders. And so that's what we're doing. And it's an amazing journey so far.
Well, I love that. And I was, there from at a piece of it, right? I was at the summit and we, presented at the summit, Sherry and I, and I've been watching and listening a little bit from afar and really just trying to figure out, because again, we have many things going on, trying to figure out what and where makes sense for me, to be involved and to help support in a way that, obviously I have the capacity for and all the things. So, but I'm watching and I'm trying to figure that little piece out. And I wanted to have another conversation with you offline about that because I'm curious about some things, right? So I definitely want to talk more. And actually, as I'm doing my post this month for Women's History Month, there's a few women and certain organizations that I want to highlight, and that's one of them. So I want to speak to you a little bit about that before I do my post, because I just want to have a conversation. But I'm glad you mentioned it and shared it for those of you who are listening right now, because again, not all women are women. I totally understand and agree with that. And even the ones who are women, we can all come together. But again, finding the women that are, moving in a direction that you feel like there's alignment and there's camaraderie and we're getting things done and have, shared vision and goals, like that's winning all day.
Right, it is,
So
and it's a win
congratulations
for
on the
everyone.
growth of that.
And yeah, thank you. And what was said that I mentioned at that summit is, God was like, "You need your sisters," and I'm like, "Oh, please." And he's like, "No, you need your sisters." And so then I took off on a road trip with Kenyatta and Jerry. But yeah, so that's what we're doing is coming together, and it is where alignment is the word. Yeah. Alignment is the word, and it comes up every single day. It's the word.
It's the word. It's the truth. Yeah. It's the truth. It's happening. If either it's happening and you know it, or it's not happening and you're very well aware when it's not happening. So
and this book, The 51 Powerful P's of Public Speaking, can help you deal with alignment situations or alignment triumphs. It really can.
Look at that.
I'm being silly, but I'm being serious as well.
No, it can help me with everything.
Right. So, all forms of communication.
I'm sure it is, which is life, which is life. It's a thing. Okay. Any organization you go into and you ask, what's the challenge here in this organization? Communication. Someone's gonna say that.
In a relationship,
it's either between the two people, or it's the system itself, or there's silos going on, or it's lack of communication, or it's in a way that people don't understand. Sometimes people say it's about, giving people what, you want, treat them how you want. And I don't necessarily think that. I think it's about treat them how they need to be treated and what they want. And ultimately, it's what they want. Right. And so a lot of times I think it's where the lack of communication happens. And I'm sure in your book that you address that in lots of different ways, to be able to give the people you're speaking to what they want. Like you said, the pie that they enjoy, that makes their mouth water. Yeah, the pie that makes my mouth water. That's the pie I want. Don't give me your pie. Give me mine.
And please, ladies and gentlemen, write a review about the pie, okay?
Yes.
You need your reviews when you buy the book. But yeah, there's various sections. You're totally correct. Throughout the book, there is one section that is cultural. So it's my opinion, and I think I put in there my actual website. I'd love to hear other people's opinion, but I talk about when you speak in Asia, when you speak in Africa, when you speak in the United States, all these different places, it's not the same communication. And when there's basically conservative cultures versus you get up on top of the table and jump off. It's like you don't do that every place you go necessarily. Okay. And then the thing is too, I know some sign language. And so whether it's that, or if you have an interpreter because of the language, or an interpreter because they're doing sign, ASL is American Sign Language. So when I was on TV in Kenya, there was a person that, when you know that there's a person doing interpretation, you don't necessarily talk as fast as you normally talk, because you and I, we can really go for it, and we can really talk fast and get a number of points out in a very, very short period of time.
Yes, we can.
Yeah. So you're not going to do that to an interpreter.
No.
And so when you know that you have one, then you still can be very extremely powerful and get your message across, but do it point by point so that person can figure out what it is that you're saying. And if you do have some larger words, have where you use words that are not as large, that has the same meaning, so that person can interpret. And did you see the speed that I just went to there?
Totally. I mean, you slowed it down and was very impactful with each of those points, so that if I were interpreting, I would have been able to keep up with that. Because again, you make a great point, is that if what you're saying out of your mouth is designed to have a strong impact, the last thing you want is the interpreter to not be able to translate that impact in their delivery.
Right.
You wouldn't want that to happen, because it would be lost in translation. You want to avoid that as much as possible.
And we got in trouble because, they were doing the countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They were going slower than that. But we were talking about the difference between American Sign Language and what she was using. It was in Kenya. And she was like, well, it's this. And it's like, yeah, okay. And then I said something, and then they were like, okay, we're all, it's time. We're like, oh, okay. Because the person that was interviewing me was here, but she was over there doing the interpretation. And it was just a really great experience. Really great.
Yeah. This is great. I'm excited. I wish we could talk forever, but we can't because you probably have a few more of these things to do today, I'm sure. But
every hour I have coming up, the next 3 hours or so. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, hopefully you'll get a window of time in there to kind of reset and do your thing between it. But I appreciate you, of course, reaching out to me, and I was glad I was able to help and support those of you who are watching this. If you're watching the live, thank you for being here. If you're watching the replay, you know what to do. #replay. This is the book, The 51 Powerful P's of Public Speaking, Impactful and Actionable Tips for Any Speaking Engagement, by my good friend, Lady Krystylle Richardson, who is an actual lady. We're not just saying that. However, you can find her on all the socials. Her website's at the top of this thing, Krystylle. Oh, and notice the spelling of Krystylle. Notice it's not how you might spell it. Okay, just so pay attention to that. KrystylleRichardson.com. To go and get the book. The link has been in the comments, but you can go to that website and grab the book. Today is the day to make sure you get it because it is launch day and we want to help support her as much as possible. So any last things that we should know before we bounce out of here, Krystylle?
I would like for everyone to know that there is more than just chapter 9 in this book. It doesn't start and end with chapter 9. There are 51 powerful P's, ladies and gentlemen.
51. But we talked about the most important one, by the way. So.
There are exercises in here, and there's a part in the back where there's a score sheet. So based on that score, you can know on the 51 powerful P's whether you are powerful, great, good, or if you need some more work. So you can do it yourself and be public to yourself, like we were talking about earlier, or have fun and just be able to be open, because when you have other people do this, it's their interpretation. And like you said, it's what the audience needs, what the other people need, not what you want to force feed them. And so if you're able to grow in that way, even if you are a seasoned speaker, it's something that people are already talking about, that it's helped them, seasoned speakers and new speakers. So I really appreciate this time with you today, Kenyatta.
Yes. And I believe that as even a seasoned speaker, as we all are, meaning people in general, there's always something to learn. Always something to learn. I say to know yourself, you must first sacrifice the illusion that you already do, meaning you have that growth mindset. So I'm glad you pointed that out. Seasoned speakers who may look at this and be like, I've been speaking for 50 years. I'm good. Well, maybe you are, and probably you are, but would it be intriguing if you read the book and you found something new that you could add to your next talk? That's powerful, So I appreciate you kind of mentioning that as well.
And I'm not trying to make us talk forever, but I want to say something is that the people who gave the reviews in here, these endorsements, the forward was by Don Green. He's the executive director of the Napoleon Hill Foundation. And then also one of the reviews was by Satish Verma, who's the CEO of Think and Grow Rich Institute. And then there's John Maxwell. There's all these different people that have been on all of these different programs, even a major in the Army, like I said. And I was not asking them to say what they said. It's their endorsement. And a number of them said, I'm a seasoned speaker. I actually teach speaking, or Christoph has a speaking camp.
Right.
And he said that and Don Green even said that he learned something. So I'm just really, really thankful that I was able to put this together as it was downloaded to me, because I don't really feel that I wrote this, but I did with the guidance of God. But it was just really humbling to hear. So I'm hoping that everyone gets at least something out of this book, even if you don't get something out of all 51, that you at least get something.
Yeah, I'm confident they will, especially number 9.
Oh gosh, here we go.
I love it. Krystylle, love you, girl, right? We're going to see each other soon on the beach, I guess, but we'll see each other very soon. Congratulations to you. We will talk again because we have so much more to talk about. But everyone, thank you for being here, Krystylle. Thank you for taking the time and letting me be a part of your launch party. And congratulations to you. And I need to get my hard copy because I want to fill out the little thing.
Okay.
I'm going to be using it to practice.
You and other people are hounding me too. I'm going to have I'll have something, but I can send it to you, or you can buy it online. But no, I have some here, so I'll have something here and have some.
I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Enjoy your launch party. Have a great day. And then I will see you soon. Everyone watching, thank you. My name is Kenyatta Turner, CEO and founder of Freedom Empire Consulting. I'm also the co-founder of Dream Smart Behavioral Solutions. And this is my good over here, my good friend, Lady Krystylle Richardson, who just launched her brand new book, The 51 Powerful P's of Public Speaking. It is gorgeous. Make sure you go and get it right now at krystylerichardson.com or click the link in the chat. Leave your comments, leave your reviews, and we love you very much. And thank you so much, Chris. I'll talk to you soon. Everyone else in TV land, remember, #behavior matters. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.